Or just show that.
I know what, like, I mean,
Here.
that people find it hard.
Sometimes.
Hi, Beth.
How are you, Rick?
Hi, Diane.
Okay, it's 10:30, gentlemen. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Malloy,
Here.
Mr. Hernandez.
Here.
Mr. Bahar.
Here.
Item one, dispense with reading the minutes of the workshop session dated July 28th and the regular meeting dated July 29th, except to approve video recordings of both meetings. Item two, to approve the bills. Items 3 and 4 were submitted by the auditor's office. Christie.
Christie Cesaric, Auditor's Office. Item number 3 is to approve additional appropriations as submitted to our office in the dates of July 22nd through July 29th. There's a few. First one is Board of Elections, increasing their budget $16,514.78 in their grant fund, 119, and this is for the precinct election officers training state grant. Board of Health has 3 on here, one for $48,405, one for $101,250, and $134,168. And these are various grants. The first one is the Get Vaccinated grant. The second one is the Service Homeless Youth grant. And the third one is the Public Health Emergency Preparedness grant. Commissioner's Office has 2 requests, one for $26,015. That's Fund 1. That is to increase, or that is for the ODOT outpost property purchase. The purchase, right?
Yes, this was our second, Commissioner Sherry Taylor, Commissioner's Office, this was our second payment towards that property, so we only owe 50,000. Balance it out for next year, done.
I would buy there the other day and they have really had that looking good. So, Gary, pass on to your employees over there, who's ever taken care of it. It looks pretty good over there.
Pardon me? I'm sorry, I'm covered up.
The Hubbard.
Covered up, okay.
Sat down, but thank you.
I don't know. And the sewer project for that outpost will be going out the bid here soon too, so a lot of assistance from sanitary engineers office. Appreciate that, Gary.
And we're on that subject matter. There's a resident there. Are we tapping into the Kermont Heights?
Yeah,
Is that-
that's what it's gonna connect into, yeah.
Okay, so there is a resident there. I think he's the last resident before the outpost. And I just seen him, he goes to my church.
2 residents, I think, that are gonna be accessible to that sewer.
Okay, have they been sent letters? They didn't know anything about
It
it.
hasn't been constructed yet, that's all part of that process.
Okay, so we'll send them out letters?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, because they currently have septic. And he was surprised to hear, that he had no clue, so that's a good thing.
All right, and we are putting service connections out there for both of these residents. People there.
Okay.
Won't have any assessments, no capital charges on their bill, but they are gonna
I'll have to
have. Well,
connect.
that'll be up to the health department, certain
Okay.
health department.
That's the deal,
Your name.
Oh, Gary Newbrow, I'm
Thank
sorry.
Okay, thank you.
The second commissioner's additional appropriation is for $388.57. That's the Fund 77 ARPA. That's for the floodplain ARPA mailings. NeoCap is a request for $2,801, and this is your Fund 990, and this is for a grant, and you just had Bassett on it. I'm not really sure what that is. That was the description you put on. Probate has a request for $2,000 in their 57 fund, and this is for the new carpet at the Stone Building. Probate has another one for $5,000 in their 43 fund, and this is for wages in their fund. It's labeled probate dispute resolutions, and then senior levy for $103.52 in Fund 228, and this is the elderly affairs fund line. Item number 4 is transfer of appropriations between the dates July 22nd and through July 29th. This is to our office. There's a few on here. I won't go through these individually since this isn't changing the budget. It's just moving the budget from one account to another. Do you guys have any questions about any of those ones? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item number 5 is to approve an off-airport land lease, lease number listed between the United States of America Department of Transportation, Federal Aviation Administration, and the Trumbull County Board of Commissioners to provide land rights for an outer marker site and access road located on Trumbull County's property located in Cortland, and to authorize Tony Bernard, president, to sign said lease agreement. Current contract expires September 30th, and the FAA has an ongoing need to occupy the premises. The government shall pay the county an annual rent of $650. The term will commence on October 1st, 2026 and expire on September 30th, 2036. Sharon Taylor, would you like to?
Sharon Taylor, Commissioner's Office. It's just a little piece of property on the fairgrounds, and they were actually paying the fair board. They didn't realize that we owned the property, so they corrected the issue. So now we're getting, and it was $500 a year. So now they've raised it to $650.
For the entire term.
Yeah, well, it's
Through
per year.
36? Oh,
Yeah,
per year.
per year.
What do they
Right.
have? Do they have a landing light or something? Or like,
I don't know what the actual equipment is, but they need it for something. And I just like, I don't claim to know anything about aviation, but apparently they need this little, it's something that it's their property that they set on our property. So I'm not sure exactly what they're using it for, whether it's for tracking or whatever. But they are asking that we continue the lease with them, under the correct name now, obviously, and for a little bit more money per year.
Mike, you know anything about that by chance?
Other questions, comments? Item 6 is to adopt a resolution to approve or deny the proposed vacation of a portion of 60-foot wide unnamed street shown in Levittsburg Garden Farms plat is described in said petition and is recorded in Registered Land Surveys Book 1, pages 10 and 11, Trumbull County, Ohio, located in Warren Township. Public viewing was held on July 22nd at 12 noon. Public hearing was held July 29th at 12 noon. And this is just the final step in this process. Items 7 through 9 were submitted by the county engineers. Gary Schaefer.
Your paper engineer's office, yeah, they're standard permits, you can haul in permits overweight and right permits on item number 9. Any questions?
Sure, when are we starting Hubbard Navy Road?
It's under contract through our annual paving program. We got Mines Road will get done first, and Hubbard Major Road. A lot of township road. The contractor picked up the majority of the roads, so I'm not quite sure. Probably later in the season.
Like maybe October, November or something.
Hopefully not November. Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's
Working with him on scheduling and everything right now, so we started getting forward with him today. Which townships he's gonna knock on this road. So Mines will be the first one done later this month, looks like. And said he wanted to jump to champion. I mean, it's just our typical annual conversations we do. Yeah, not quite sure, but yes.
okay.
Commissioners, I noticed last night, Portland issued a 90-day moratorium on boring fiber optic. How does that affect if we give them a permit and I guess City of Portland can do that? All roads, prosecutor, you have any idea? Any questions on it?
Over here, sure. Gary, don't mind me sitting next to him. Bill Danso, prosecutor's office. I'm not a municipal lawyer, but I do know there are a lot of differences in how you govern roadways in a municipality versus how you govern them in a township. Township roads and county roads are generally owned by the abutting property owners to the center line of the road. And there's easements that we work in and that are open for traveling public and utilities. Municipalities often have a little bit different situation where a lot of times the municipalities even own roadways and they have more authority, I think, to take those kind of actions. I'm not aware of anything in the counties, again, I think we discussed this before, that allows the county to issue an absolute moratorium on working the road right away. That being said, my impression would be if the county issues, I'm not, if the county issues road work permits that would apply to county roads that happen to pass within a municipality, that the vendor would have to figure out, whose authority supersedes there and how that all works. I'm not really sure. We've never had that issue come up before. But I would assume, the city would maybe try to enforce their moratorium even on other roads. But I'm not entirely sure how that would shake out.
So we're kind of leading the charge on the talks and negotiations. Now cities start issuing their own moratoriums or townships or whatever, that's gonna muddy the waters a little bit. For progress.
Well, Howland did that, but how long is it? I mean, they're back at it. I just went through Howland over there. They're running fiber optic. So how long is the moratorium?
90 days, Cortland did yesterday, last night.
I mean, I don't think Howland is able to hold off that long. Hold them off that long. Well,
They have a lot of directors.
But,
So they did. We'll see. See if we hear from any of the companies or any of the residents.
But that has nothing to do with us, like, no.
Not really. I mean, municipal authority is entirely separate. So I don't know. Again, I don't profess to be an expert on, and especially Cortland being a charter municipality. I know they're even a little bit different than some other ones.
Item number 10 is to approve the purchase and installation of three Meyer 8-foot lot pro snowplow packages from Myers Equipment Corporation for the three recently purchased Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD facility trucks in the amount of $24,000 to be paid from fund to be determined. This cost includes all labor, materials, equipment, and installation. Or quotes were received with Meyer submitting the lowest quote. This was submitted by Facilities Administrator.
I remember a couple of years ago, we got snowplows a couple of years ago. Why can't we use the ones we already bought?
Daryl Dunnigan, Trumbull County Facilities. Commissioner, these are 2,500 heavy duty trucks. The plows that we currently have are basically residential style plows. They're smaller than what these trucks could use. And outfitting the new trucks, we still have to change the wiring. Granted, it's not going to cost as much as this, but again, they're smaller plows. They're, less equipped to do what we need to do. And we'll still utilize two of those plows on our other trucks that we didn't change.
Well, 5 plow trucks and we don't have that many employees there doing well, do we?
I've got 4 at the garage and
We do.
I've got, yeah.
Not many?
Yep, we sure do.
Hmm.
Commissioners, when it comes to plowing in the
Okay.
winter, your name, Alex Stevens, Lindsay Bush, commissioners, when it comes to plowing in the winter, it's all hands on deck. We have, so it we just said, we have 4 maintenance, we have all the maintenance repairs workers are called in at any given time, which is anywhere from 7 to 8 employees, as well as the accounts payable and office manager actually hand shovels the sidewalks. So, and that is in the job description. So there's quite a bit of, employees coming in to help. We have 3 buildings in this county that need plowed, and that's a lot to cover. And last year we were working with some outdated material, to say the least, and Daryl did make the board aware. We had trucks breaking
And we
down.
talked last year maybe about buying a tractor or something like this. Remember, we had those conversations, and so now we're getting 3 brand new trucks.
Right.
To be able, and we even talked about maybe contracting out. So now hopefully we won't have to do that.
At least we're doing this, to Commissioner Bernard's point, at least we're doing this in the off season. So Daryl, that's what I remember you were tasked to do, was do this in the off season, so we don't hit the ground running in November December and have limited access to service our buildings, so.
Well, I absolutely agree with it. You remember what we had last year, the
Yeah.
hardships we had last year. And the equipment was substandard. I mean, to equip the maintenance department with the right tools for our, for our buildings and to do what we should be doing and maintaining these properties, that's all part of maintenance. I think these plows should, and I get what Daryl's saying. We're using residential plows for commercial work.
Yeah.
You don't do that, it's like, I mean.
Well, and they were breaking, everything was breaking. I mean, that should, again.
So now you got new trucks, you got 2,500 HDs that definitely could handle it. And then you got the new plows. We should have no problems for winter. As long as we have manpower people power
That is the hope,
to run.
right?
People.
Yes. Sheriff Taylor, Commissioner's Office, we do have the money in the contingency fund to pay this.
Okay.
So I will give Lisa the fund.
When do you expect delivery?
I think it's definitely gonna be before winter, but they said at least a 3-week lead time. 3-week lead time. 3 weeks.
No, full winter.
Okay, items 11 and 12 were submitted by the sanitary engineers. Gary?
Gary Newbrow, sanitary engineer, commissioners, the results of that public hearing we had on July 22nd. That was the one resident that spoke out against the project. That was the only one opposed. After the end of the public comment period, so we're looking at 98.53% of the property owners were in support of the project. Which brings us to item 12. We are holding off on awarding the construction administration and inspection portion of MS's contracts until after we got the results of that public hearing. So this was on a couple of weeks ago. Now it's time to go ahead and increase MS's contract to get us through the rest of the project.
What's the total cost of the project again, Gary?
We were somewhere around 3 million. I don't have what.
Yeah,
I know we're maybe 3.1, 3 point somewhere a little over.
Item 13, to authorize a notice to proceed letter for Frank Monticchio Asphalt and Paving for the Donnelly Road Street Improvements Project, funded through project year 2025 CDBG Community Development Grant Program is listed, and to authorize Tony Bernard, President, to sign said document. This was submitted by the Planning Commission. Julie?
Julie Green, did the commissioners have any questions?
The county engineer fixed the bed of the road first, and then this company's gonna pave it, or is this company doing all the work?
Jerry Schaefer, engineer's office. This is actually gonna be full depth reclamation. So we're gonna provide the grindings. We'll truck out, reclaim grindings, lay those down. We'll come in and do the reclamation, incorporate, 3 to 4 inches of grindings, 3 to 4 inches of base. And we'll level it off. We'll shoot emulsion into it, so we'll put an asphalt liquid, grade it again, grind it again, do all that stuff, and then we'll do a double chip on top of it. We're doing the same thing right now, just through pickoffs as we speak.
Are we doing it or is the company
The
doing it?
company's doing it. Yeah, the only thing we're doing is furnishing the grindings.
And that's the grindings that we see from the state?
Well, the state, our projects, we had about 100,000 tons, and a lot of it did come from the state. We're working with two legislators. It's been a big help. Townships are also using a lot of those grindings, so to speak, on their road projects, doing similar reclamation projects.
But we use our engineers, our standards to oversee it to make sure it's.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We designed it. We put the bid docs together along with Julie and her staff. We're going to do the inspections. So, if you have a chance, same contractor, same process through Pickoffs this week and probably next week. I've already got calls from the residents after saying, I said, oh, we're not even happy with that project. Really good process.
14. The Ohio Department of Transportation is amending band number listed for the state fiscal year 2027 Specialized Transportation Program Award with an increase of $62,300 for a total of $312,700 to be used between July 1st, 2026 and June 30th, 2027. This was submitted by Diane Jerkovic.
Diane, I signed that this morning.
Yes, thank you, Attorney Diane Jakovic, wearing my interim transit administrator hat. This is just to follow up with the submission of the budget for the increased grant funds that was announced last week that we received to be used starting July this year through next year, June. So this is just to get that budget on there. Any questions? Thank you for signing, Sylvia.
Okay, item 15, to adopt a resolution proclaiming Friday, August 7th as Purple Heart Day in Trumbull County, Ohio, in conjunction with National Purple Heart Day to honor U.S. service members who have been wounded or killed in combat. Trumbull County has an estimated 500 Purple Heart recipients, represent all branches of service and sacrifice to our county, and we do have a resolution for that.
Okay, that's all the items on the agenda. Before we go into executive session, does any of the department heads or anybody have anything?
Commissioners, I have one. I mean, playing an old broken record here, but I was questioned about insight in the employees' retirement funds. So I made a call. I got in touch with Dane Walling at Insight. He was not aware of it, but he did say that those are their funds. If there is a 401 or if there's retirement, he has to consult with legal counsel. And that after consulting with legal counsel, he will get back in touch. Evidently, there are some employees that either want to move those to another location out of wherever they were invested, which is understandable. During my conversation with him, I had mentioned to him that the employees also, the nurses, were looking to get memorabilia out of the building, pictures, historic type of memorabilia. He said that at this point in time, nobody sees it, but they are still actively working with MPT. And they're still looking to pursue MPT to rectify the interior. I know I'm telling you, not me, broke a record here, but they are actively pursuing to try to reopen that hospital. But it's going to be up to MPT whether or not that they're going to follow through to rectify these issues, internal issues, so that they can move forward with, operating the hospital. But mainly it was just so that those employees know that if they have retirement funds, 401ks currently, that those are absolutely, that's their money, and that they will move forward to, either to allow them to sell those and move those, or, they may still have employment with the hospital. So I don't know, I'm just bringing that up because
Did it
It's
suggest
supposed to be
what
by
the
Dane
employee
Wall.
should do?
Huh?
Did it suggest what the employee should do? Should they go? who
He
should they
told me that,
contact?
he told me that after he consults with legal counsel and their finance department, that he will get back in touch. He was not aware of it. Personally, I was not aware of it until it was brought to my attention. And then I made that call. So I just want to let you know, where they're at currently. I did also speak with an AK Waterworks who said they're going to go in there. They have some work scheduled to do there. Now that's pretty interesting. So I don't know what the story, the whole story, but we'll find out what's going on with that.
We have to stay on Dane. I called him about 3 weeks ago about the memorabilia and the historic artifacts that are in there.
Yeah,
And he hasn't got back with me on
Well-
an answer with that yet, for one.
yeah.
But I've told him again, there's multiple TikTok videos of vandals running through the hospital, filming the hospital now. So if someone's getting in there, they're having vandalism inside of there and they're
Yeah.
low playing it, we don't want that stuff destroyed while they're trying to make a decision or stolen.
Well, he told me that he said it's in good hands. My understanding is he said it's in good hands. And that if that hospital were not to reopen, that they would in fact, they would move forward with releasing that that memorabilia, whatever nursing historic information that they have, whatever they're looking for. But being that they're still actively pursuing to reopen that hospital, they don't want to release anything right now. That's the conversation I had with Dane. So as it moves forward and I get more information, I'll bring it to you. I know the mayor's also been in contact with Dane, I think last week concerning some issues there. So, I don't know where else this is going, but they're actively pursuing the doctor and the other doctor, Dr. Khan and Dr. Shaw and Dr. Khan are actively working with MPT in meetings to get that hospital put back in order internally, which they believe is their responsibility. Okay, and then they could come in and take care of, whatever other maintenance needs there are, but they don't feel that they're responsible, to take care of all these inconsistencies.
What about the license needs?
They would pursue that. They have to pursue that again.
They had a checklist
So
of
they
maintenance
have two
things they had done first.
Yeah.
before you get into
So
that.
they have two hurdles, they have license
Yes.
and the maintenance.
But he said that they would pursue that. If MPT's willing to, MPT's over there paying for a building that's, I don't get it. Hillside too. So I just wanted to bring that up. It was brought to my attention. I made that phone call and I figured, commissioners should know about it.
Did you contact the union president?
I have not talked to him yet.
Maybe you should.
Yeah,
give him a-
yeah.
let him know what.
I have his number, or he may get a hold of me if he hears about it. Okay. That's what I got.
All right, anyone else?
Stacy McDonough, 911 director. Just wanted to give a brief update to a couple of things that were outstanding from a couple weeks ago. Spoke with Bruce Sakanik this morning. The engineering costs, he's expected to have those for the Kent State Hospital location by the end of the week. The soil test is getting done either Tuesday or Wednesday, and that'll tell them if the building needs reinforced or doesn't. Hopefully that comes back that it doesn't. And then the Central CAD project with all the police chiefs that started a couple weeks ago, had a meeting with them last week. Ray Hall is going to be coming with me next week to the workshop to present the quotes for your guys' consideration for that project.
Julie?
Good morning, Julie Green, Trumbull County Planning. I wanted to update the commissioners. Our office met with the contractors for the first part of the Scott Street Household Connection projects being managed through the sanitary engineer's office. We discussed a number of items and we're planning on sending out notification letters to all of the project area residents. There's about 112, I believe. Only 72 of them have qualified for funding, but we'd like to send the letters out now so that everybody's informed of what's coming next. And I was planning on submitting the draft to the commissioners to have it sent out on your letterhead, if that's okay with all of you. It's your funding, it's your ARPA funding, so just wanted to see your thoughts on that. If you don't prefer that, we can have Gary send it out or at my office. But we'll include all the contact information on that.
Normally, who sends it out on his letterhead?
Doesn't,
Well,
it
normally
varies.
on Gary Newbrow, Center Engineer Commissioner, normally on my projects, yeah, I usually send out the letters. Oh, but Julie, you're asking if
So we'll do. Yeah, I just wanted to announce it just because, we had the pre-con meeting and there were some decisions made yesterday and the people in the township hopefully are watching, but we are going to send out letters this week so that everybody's informed.
So if they have any questions, they can contact the sanitation engineer.
Well, we'll have a list of
And-
we'll have a list of people
to contact for technical and engineering, it would be sanitary. For income qualification and grants, it'll be our office. For any questions about user fees, that will be the Village of Newton Falls. So.
Pertaining to,
Just the rally at the hospital.
So,
yeah, the public,
Kristen Rock, Liberty Township. I attended the rally on Saturday from the Memorial Hospital, and I appreciate you making calls for the nurses. One question I had is, many people commented that they're concerned about the overall healthcare access for people in Trumbull County. And I'm just wondering, the commissioners, are you working on that issue, and where does that stand? We hear many stories about St. Joe's being overwhelmed, and I don't know, what's the status of that?
we've had multiple meetings over the last 4 years since this, I should say 3 years since it started. Each commissioner, many other entities have reached out to many other healthcare providers, including Cleveland Clinic, University Hospital, and other hospitals within the state, as well as the mayor. They had a board that was formed that actually works with Insight to bring them here. That's still a loose knit board that's still meeting, that's still engaged in trying to find a hospital to bring here. It's out of our control, it's out of our hands. You know, the county could or city could never afford our own hospital. So we're at the mercy of somebody wanting to locate here. Our Port Authority, Eastgate Chamber of Commerce, they're marketing our area as a need for a 2-hospital system. And there isn't anything more that I feel that any elected official could do. I know our state reps, even our congressman who's had meetings, our Senator Marino was involved in the last meetings we had. It all comes down to a company that wants to come here and invest, and it's going to cost them money to do that. They're going to have to build a hospital, or they're going to have to refurbish one. And there's a lot of moving parts with it right now that are way outside of our control. A lot of people have asked that, why can't you guys do something? We've tried every angle. There's other angles out there. We're all ears for it, but we brought everyone to the table that has any pull with this thing, short of, a conglomerate, a hospital that's got deep bank rolls. We're not going to see anything real soon unless someone steps up and takes the risk on it.
well, to elaborate on that a little bit, a couple of years ago, emergency room at Mercy Health out in Champion was off the table. This board brought that back on the table, and if you've been out there, you can see it's under construction, and that's scheduled to open probably in March of next year. Along with that, we're hoping that Mercy Health is going to announce that they're going to build a hospital out there. We've been in contact with them. We think it's going to happen. When it's going to happen, we're not sure, but they're aware of the situation that we need more than one hospital here in Trumbull County. We could probably use 2 more. And we're hoping that once the emergency room gets open, that Mercy Health is going to announce that they're going to build a full-fledged, full-service hospital out there in Champion. Personally, I don't think they bought the property just for an emergency. So we are working with that, and there are some things going on that we're not at liberty to talk about, but it takes a lot to bring in a hospital, okay? And we're doing everything that we can, and along with the city and the state and the federal officials, but it's a process.
And I'd like to concur with both commissioners, Kristen. I personally have been in contact with university hospitals, and their representative there said that they're not actively pursuing or building new hospitals. But as the employment starts to ramp up here, especially with Kimberly Clark, some other Amazon, some of these other entities and these businesses that are opening, that it's not off the table, but right now hospitals look at numbers, not projections. So what they want to see, and I really believe, and I truthfully believe in these meetings that we had with the senator, and we actually opened the hospital, and then it all came falling down. I don't completely rule that out, they're actively pursuing, that's a good thing. At least we're getting some positive, input from that. Whether they do or not, that's going to be up to them, but the commissioners absolutely have been working behind the scenes to try to attract, but there's only so much you could do when those numbers aren't where that they want to see them. But we realize there's disparity, and absolutely, we need another hospital. And like Commissioner Bernard had said, we believe that maybe there's an opportunity out there in Champion after this emergency center opens. And in addition to that, and there are some things in the works that we aren't at liberty to discuss at the moment, but that there's some things that are very interesting that may happen here. And hopefully it does. Hopefully it comes to fruition. But both commissioners and their comments, we've not been laying down. We've been actively pursuing to see, how to get a hospital here. So
I talked with Mercy Health out of Cincinnati a couple weeks ago. We had a pretty decent conversation, which leads me to another point. You mentioned Amazon. Since we have the trustee here of Rosetta Township, where is the Amazon project?
Yeah, Mike Hovis was on the township trustee. They're up and running. Fully operational. Yeah.
You know how many employees they have there?
I think they're at 200.
we'll probably have another 700, 750 at
I didn't know that was up.
Yeah.
Kimberly Clark.
Did they open?
Maybe 2 months ago.
Oh, wow.
That's a hit. I mean, we had a lot of people asking where can they apply, when are they taking applications?
You know,
We don't know anything about it.
I don't see a lot of trouble.
They didn't want no ribbon cutting ceremony. They're in business and they're in business to make money and they don't need nobody getting in their way.
How do people apply? You have any idea?
You can go online and apply.
And Kimberly Clark, the same thing. They have a portal. You could go to Kimberly Clark and apply for that the Warren location there.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to ramp up.
a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
And we just saw Altium just called all their employees back
Yeah.
now too. So
The things are perking up a little bit, Foxconn, I
That's
haven't
all
heard
good
anything
news.
lately, but we'll get a hold of Foxconn to see where they're at. They're like Amazon, Foxconn,
They called us 2 months ago, said we're gonna
They
be
don't-
on a Wednesday and then they canceled.
They don't-
Never did.
it seems like they don't need much, kind of like an Amazon, they're on their own. I don't know.
Time is
But-
money.
all good stuff though. And I think with that, the hospital's gonna have to follow. There's too many people here. Someone's gonna want to make money and there's a lot of insured people here. It just takes the right hospital exec to take the chance or the right board to invest, and the feelers are out there. It's gonna happen. It
Well,
may not happen at that facility. And even if we build one in Champion, they may shut the other one down if that happens. And
I asked that question a year and a half ago and they told me no. I asked that point blank.
see what happens.
Unless upper management changes their mind, but they said no.
That would be nice.
Really good.
But it would be nice too to have another company in for competition, bring better rates for everybody.
So we just need the facility now. I don't care who it is. Right? Yeah. Right, anybody else before we go to executive?
Oh,
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we enter an executive session for ORC 12122G1. We consider the employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, or compensation of a public employee or official.
second.
And when we come back, we will be doing budget stuff, right?
No,
We're not gonna go over that. We had the packet last week. We
well,
had department heads asking, what are they gonna do? When are they gonna know about their money? We gotta answer them.
well,
We're buying plows and everything else. We don't even know if we got enough money to get to the end of the year.
Commissioner?
Well-
I would like to,
I think
Table that for
we
this-
were put a budget, proposal in our box today. Did you get yours?
I didn't get the box yet, but I looked at what we had to study last week.
Well, I think if you look at that, I think it has a lot of your questions answered. We can go from there.
Yeah.
Or if you have any questions, you can talk to Sheriff.
So we don't tell the department heads. they're
Well,
asking for
yeah,
money.
well, no, we will. No, this is part of the process. If you
Yeah.
look at that, I think a lot of your questions will be answered.
They'll get the money. It's just a matter.
Yeah, and I think
we'll discuss it.
this shows on how much money that we're proposing to give them now. If you look at it.
Where'd that come from? We never talked about it. That just,
It's in your
someone
box.
just gave it to us and
You gotta
a
look,
bow or what?
Denny, you gotta look in your box.
I understand that, but who's the we that made this thing?
Not me.
It's just literally an extra column.
Yeah.
It's an extra column, but who did it? We're the commissioners doing this stuff.
All you have
Trying to set a
Commissioner,
budget
all
for
you
the
have to do
county.
is look at it, and if you disagree with it, then go to Sheriff and say, I disagree with this, okay?
I can look up anything for anybody, whatever you guys
Right.
need me to look up,
Yeah, just
that's what I'm here for.
take a look at it first and see what you think.
Yeah, it's
I'll
in
look
your
at it,
box.
but I just don't wanna put these people off. We said July, we're in August.
No,
We're
no,
not
they're
putting
not
them
gonna be put off.
We are put off. We got two elected officials that I know of that have asked me in the last week, how much money are they getting at the end of the year? Are they gonna have enough to survive?
We can
Can
only-
they buy a new machine that they need to buy
Commissioner,
over
we
there?
can only give them what we have.
It's
And
in,
that's what, and I think that's what we're doing. We're doing nothing different than what we did last year.
the explanation's in the box, Danny. Just when you take that out, take a look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll
That's all,
call.
and then we'll.
Okay, so I'll take the roll for executive session. Mr. Malloy,
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez.
Yes.
Mr. Bernard,
Yes.
Read that specific. I'm supposed to read it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, commissioners, I make a motion to reconvene from executive session ORC 12122 G1. Consider appointment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official.
Second,
Mr. Hernandez.
Yes.
Mr. Malloy.
yes.
Mr. Bernard.
Yes.
Would I make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Second,
Mr. Hernandez.
Yes.
Mr. Malloy.
yes.
Mr. Bernard.
Yes.